What is up, everybody? It is your boy, Isaac of the Dead, back with another video. So I have now seen the last 3 episodes of Ironheart. I'm a little bit late on it. Also, hope everybody's having a good 4th of July, because today is 4th of July is at time of recording. So I'm going to try my best to comprehend this mess the best way I can. So I'll admit one thing. There will be spoilers in this video. I'll admit one thing. I do like that the show tried to pivot away from the idea that Riri Williams was only motivated by, she just wanted to make the Iron Man suit because she could, because she was a narcissistic little shit, basically, right? They pivoted away from that to make the death of her best friend Natalie and her stepdad be a motivating factor for why she built the suit, to protect her family. Right? I wish they would have started with that, because it makes more sense to go that route to make her a hero. But we don't really. They only explained that in like episode 5, and there's 6 episodes total. So they waste a lot of time making her a criminal, and the show also wastes a lot of time telling us that she's a criminal. Like the self-awareness is a welcoming touch. But unless she actually faces repercussions for her actions, which she doesn't, it means nothing. Being very aware of how shitty your character is doesn't make your character a good character. It just means that you know your character's bad and you're just not doing anything about it. And so, naturally, like, she doesn't really change at all, other than that one moment that I said, like, you know, her attitude is sort of, she becomes more, I'm not going to say likable, because she's hardly likable at all, but she becomes more relatable in a way, right? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that, she's a good character now. It's like, no, let's not, get our hopes up here. Characters that I did like, Ezekiel, what's his name? Ezekiel Stane, Obadiah Stane's son. I neglected to mention him in my first video. But he had a full character arc and then did like a fucking character circle. This show is, it's so bad. The writing is so bad. But he starts off as this beta male, loser that doesn't stand up for anything and doesn't stand up for himself. And he's also a mega genius, but he needs Ironheart to motivate him. And eventually he goes to jail for being framed for something that Riri Williams did. Does she apologize? Barely. And he thrashes her for it. Because, she manipulates people. They keep saying she manipulates people, and she does all these horrible things. And she doesn't face any repercussions for them. Other people pay the consequences. The difference between this and like Spider-Man, for example, is Spider-Man is not a shitty person. He doesn't manipulate people. But even when he makes mistakes and people get hurt, you know what Spider-Man tries to do? I don't know. Save people, stop a running train, pull a kitten out of the tree, something, right? Ironheart just doesn't do any of that. She just keeps on trying to upgrade her suit. And another thing, the Iron Man suit was not the innovative tech billionaires like success in Iron Man 1. It was the arc reactor, right? That's what made Tony Stark different. That's what they couldn't replicate with billions of dollars at Stark Industries, right? It was the arc reactor that made Tony Stark special. The Ironheart suit nothing new, all right? People all over the world were making it in Iron Man 2. But of course, she has to make her suit with solar and wind power. How are you going to have solar-powered Iron Man suit when you fly that shit at night? I'm just asking questions here. So, Ezekiel Stane, he teams up with the Hood. The Hood figures out that Riri Williams kills one of the other thugs. She just lets the fucker die. And then, the Hood turns on her, tries to have her killed. Oh, by the way, all the trans characters, all the thugs, the blood siblings, the drag queen, the really disgusting character named Clown, all of those characters, they have no resolution whatsoever. They turn on the Hood, but they have no resolution as characters whatsoever. They have no character arcs. They're all cardboard cutouts. They're all caricatures. Ain't even worth talking about them, as they just kind of fuck off. Then we find out that, what's it called? Yeah, Ezekiel Stane refuses to kill Ironheart because he's still a beta male. And he's under the control of the Hood because the Hood infuses his cybernetics, because he gave him cybernetics after he broke him out of jail, infuses him with cybernetics that he can control. And so, only so that the Hood could get revenge on his father for something that his father did to him when he was a little boy. Again, a lot of this shit is like undercooked. And I said in my last video, there's so much potential to make this something better than what the comics were and something better than what the MCU has been for the last several years. But they just either refuse to do it or they don't know how to do it, which is just, it's sad. It's really sad that we've come to this point. But now we just got to accept the fact that Riri Williams will forever be a tokenized derivative of Iron Man. And this shit's probably going to get canceled, which is also a shame because they finally bring in the I guess I'll say the new rock star's wet dream of fucking Mephisto, played by Sacha Baron Cohen, which honestly, I guess that's all right, but they gave him a fucking man bun, so I mean, it's whatever. But they brought in Mephisto finally to appease all the people that were trying to, advocate for Mephisto and WandaVision, even though the person who made WandaVision didn't even know who Mephisto was or even read comic books. That should tell you the level of, fuckery that the MCU's been up to lately. And we find out that he's the one, and I called it in my last video, he's the one that gave the Hood to the Hood and made him all powerful and shit. So Riri Williams fights the Hood. Hood lives. No resolution whatsoever. She just takes the Hood. Oh, we do have a moment where we're trying to hype up the idea of we're bringing in this little black prodigy chick. Instead of bringing in Shuri, they even mentioned Shuri. They're like, should we bring in Shuri? I guess they don't have the budget for Shuri or Wakanda, which is bullshit because Wakandans will just show up anywhere else, but they won't show up in this show for some reason. So they have to go to these magic users, this magic pawn shop or whatever, like a candy store. And there's a black youth girl, kind of cute girl actually, kind of cute, but she is like a sorcerer supreme almost. She can just do whatever. I'm not saying that she's a Mary Sue expert or nothing. She ain't that good, but like, how do you know all this shit? How do you? It feels like an ex machina sort of thrown in there to be a convenience. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. And so they're really trying to hype up the MCU doing a Hogwarts, where it's basically the American Society of Magical Negroes. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. That's the name of the movie. That's the name of the movie. That's how it was marketed. Don't hate me. All right. And so basically, Riri Williams tries to infuse her suit with magic and it kills Natalie. So the AI Natalie, right? And of course, there's shit in here like the drama moments, like Natalie's AI seeing her older brother, and how awkward that is. Like, okay, I can do that shit. Like, I can be okay with that, but like, there's got to be proper setup payoff. It's all rushed. It's all just fabricated. Like, it's just like, it doesn't have time to breathe, and therefore it doesn't exactly hit the same. It doesn't have the same emotional beat. I don't care, right? Because they're not fleshing it out the right way. They're wasting their time on a lot of shit that's not important to skip over the important parts, right? They do that quite a bit in this show. They do that actually more than you think. And so since Natalie's gone, she uses the magic in her Ironheart suit. How does she do it? I have no idea. I don't know how magic infused with a suit would work. They don't exactly explain the mechanics of it. To defeat the Hood, and when she defeats the Hood, she meets Mephisto, and Mephisto is trying to give her a deal. So what does Ironheart, the hero, the most inspirational character since Iron Man, what does she do? She sells her soul to the devil. She makes a deal with the devil to bring Natalie back to life. You could argue that Spider-Man made a deal with the devil, but you know what Spider-Man did? Spider-Man made a deal with Mephisto in a really shitty comic book that completely derailed the entire continuity. He did it to protect the people he loved, to conceal his identity, to, he wanted to have one more day with Mary Jane, and he did it to protect the people he loved, right? So I still think those comics were shit, but at the very least, you could see where his reasoning came from. When has making a deal with the devil in any part of fiction to bring a loved one back to life? Look at Pet Sematary. Look at anything. Harry Potter. Like, when has that ever worked? When has that ever been a good thing? And she's like, she laughs off Mephisto like it means nothing to her. And of course, it wouldn't mean anything to her because she doesn't know who Mephisto is. Of course, they have to bring up Doctor Strange and Dormammu a lot to remind you of a way better movie anyway. And so she must think that he's like a fucking genie or something. She doesn't realize that he's the actual devil. And so it to me, it's like, damn, girl, like, is the lesson that I'm supposed to learn here that you're supposed to rob people who are richer than you, don't give back, be a narcissist who murders police, completely avoid responsibility, and then when all hope is lost and everything's turned against you, make a deal with the devil? Is that the message we're supposed to be telling young people? Is that the message we're supposed to be telling young black people? Like, I'm just trying to understand what the fuck Marvel's trying to say here, all right? And the show just ends. Like, there's no resolution, there's no conclusion. Sure, there's a post-credit scene where the Hood goes into the magical candy shop asking for Sorcerer Supreme and only gets the American Society of Magical Negroes instead. And so, like, I see no reason for this show to get a season 2. I completely wasted my time watching this other than to make the reviews. This Ironheart as a franchise is a fucking dead franchise. I'll say that much. But shit. Basically, the message here is when all else fails, make a deal with the devil. So, oh Jesus, this show, I can't even come to hate it. I don't even hate it. People act like, oh, you're just a toxic fanboy. You hate it. You're racist. It's like, bro, I don't even hate it. I just don't care. It's just so bad. I don't care. It's hard to get mad at because at least the AI wasn't Tony Stark, and at least they didn't, shit on him by making his AI get embarrassed by Riri Williams, a lot like they did in the comics. Oh, fun little add-on here to throw some MCU shit in there. The only way Zeke Stain was able to be stopped, he was controlled by the bionics in his body, by the Hood. The only way he could get stopped was for Riri Williams to knee him in the groin. Yeah, I'm not making that up. Like, that's the only way they could, stop the angry white man was to knee him in the crotch. That's Disney Marvel for you. That's Disney Marvel. But yeah, Mephisto shows up. Riri sells her soul to him and brings back her dead friend, which never works. Are we going to have any resolution whatsoever? Probably not. No resolution for the Hood. No resolution for Riri. I mean, other than bringing her friend back. No resolution for Mephisto showing up randomly for no reason at all, other than for, I guess, exposition dumping and making sure our main character sells her soul to him. And then no resolution for any other characters. Like zero resolution for any of the other characters. So yeah, I'm media illiterate apparently. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Have y'all watched Ironheart? You probably haven't, but if you have, what did you think? God, where does the MCU go from here? I'll talk to y'all later. This has been Isaac of the Dead. Don't smoke crack. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life.